अस्सलामुअलैकुम खैर मकदम च तुहद यथ कथ बात किस सिलसिलस मज यथ नाव च तारुक यह खतर आसान फक्रच कथ यह खतर आसान वारिया बड़ कथ अगर सोन नाव कशीर हुंद नाव अगर ग्लोबल लेवल पे वात युथ अख शख्सियत आज स्टूडियोस मज यमो यह नाव वारिया ब्रोट पकनोमुत यम वनकस डायरेक्टर सेल्स वेस्टर्न डिजिटल यस अख बड़ बार कंपनी अम वर यूत अख आर्टिकल आमुत फोर्ब्स मज यस दुनियाच वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट मीडिया हाउस या बड़ बार मैगजीन तो यमन आव खिताब दिन यमन वन द मैन बिहाइंड 1 TB माइक्रो SD कार्ड तो वली यमन सत करो अख मुलाकात यमन नाव खालिद वानी
तारुक स्टार्स ऑफ कश्मीर सीजन 2
अस्सलाम वालेकुम खालिद साहब तुम खैर मकदम सैनिस
मुनव्वर सर थैंक यू वेरी मच बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया
आपने टाइम दिया मतलब आई नो यू हैव अ वेरी बिजी स्केड्यूल्स एंड ऑल तो फिर भी आपने टाइम निकाला एंड यू वर ट्रैवलिंग उसके बावजूद मतलब आई जस्ट वांटेड टू से टू माय ऑडियंस की इसके लिए तो आई एम रियली रियली थैंकफुल टू यू
नहीं ऐसी क्या बात है आई मीन आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू बी ऑन दिस शो
सो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं कि एज ए स्टूडेंट लाइफ कि आपकी स्टूडेंट लाइफ कैसी थी देन एग्जैक्टली मूविंग आउट ऑफ कश्मीर देन यू नो स्टार्टिंग द करियर सो आप उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ बताइए हमें
यू नो मेरी स्टूडेंट लाइफ जो है ना it was nowhere different than what the student life I see right now. The only thing that I see right now different than what used to happen at that point in time is that you see probably 10 times more students out there जो हमारे टाइम हुआ करता था इफेक्टिवली बहुत सारी चीज़ें बदली हैं हमारे टाइम पे जो कंपेटिटिव लैंडस्केप था वो इतना ज़्यादा नहीं था जो आजकल है
राइट
हमारी स्टूडेंट लाइफ में भी मुश्किलें थी बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किलें थी I've done my schooling predominantly from the valley itself. So as you can imagine, आज से 20 साल पहले हालातों का जो सिचुएशन था उस हिसाब में कैसा स्टूडेंट लाइफ हो सकता है एक आदमी का बिल्कुल वैसा ही था.
अच्छा ये जो उस वक्त के स्कूल थे लेकिन यू स्टडीड फ्रॉम द वैली स्कूल आप यू नो अपार्ट फ्रॉम इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द कोर थिंग्स उस टाइम की स्टडी कल्चर और आज की स्टडी कल्चर में वो डिफरेंसेस यू फाइंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट टेक्निकली ऑन दैट
a lot you know हमारे टाइम पे availability of information data particularly जो है ना it was very difficult to get your arms around right अगर आपको किसी चीज में रिसर्च करना है तो आपको जो जिद्दोजहद उस टाइम करनी पड़ती थी वो आपको अभी नहीं करनी पड़ती है because right now data is available at your fingertips. Right. I mean, undoubtedly, as they say, data is the new oil. Right? That's exactly what is happening. So जो availability आपकी data की इस time है, which can assist you in your studies, वो उस time नहीं हुआ करता था. उस time it used to be a lot more difficult. Guides होती थी, वो सब ढूंढनी पड़ती थी, वो सब जिद्दोजहद बहुत ज़्यादा होती थी.
So data की बात करते हैं, तो you just coined this word data in our conversation. So इसमें जैसे you are called man behind the 1 TB. Micro SD. So tell me something about it more because we'll now talk more about the data thing.
So first thing first, a great man coined this, which said data is the new oil. Right?
Yes.
And I'll throw it as a challenge to your viewers to look up who said this. Right. I'm not the man behind. I'm not the only man behind the 1 terabyte. I mean, there's a brilliant work done by so many of those engineers who brought the product to life, right? We bought it out. We made sure that the consumer has it available out there. Undoubtedly, जिस हिसाब से अभी चीज़ें जा रही हैं, अभी चीज़ें चल रही हैं, when you look at the importance of data, it becomes so significant in our lives. I mean, आप देखें genuinely अगर आप कुछ critical चीज़ें देखें, जैसे आप global warming देख लें, या आप for example अभी pandemic को देख लें, जिन countries ने pandemic के data को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से एनालाइज और यूटिलाइज किया है ना, they made so much of an advancement in terms of where they are, right? Contact tracing perspective, right? And making sure that they are able to understand कि उनकी communities में किस हिसाब से flow हो रहा है ये pandemic, and they are able to put those checks and balances in place. आप ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की बात मैंने की, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को देख लें, या आप वाटर क्राइसिस को देख लें, फूड क्राइसिस को देख लें, ये चीज़ें in the next couple of decades are going to be very very severe, and at this point in time हम लोग उनके पास जो डेटा है हम खाली उसका 1 या 2% एनालाइज करते हैं in order to overcome these challenges. Over the next coming couple of years there is so much of work that has to be done, that will be done around these critical areas, and data will be the key for us to understand कि उसको हम resolve कैसे करें,
right?
और यही आप डेटा की इंपॉर्टेंस आप देख लें, पर्टिकुलरली पैंडेमिक की सिचुएशन में जो हुआ, आप रियलाइज करेंगे कि डिजिटाइजेशन कितनी हो गई, राइट? जो हम आज से 1 साल पहले करते वो नहीं करते हैं. वर्क फ्रॉम होम कल्चर कितना बढ़ गया, स्टूडेंट्स ऑनलाइन क्लासेस कल्चर कितना बढ़ गया, राइट? और उसके पीछे आप देखें डेटा की इंपॉर्टेंस कितनी बढ़ गई, राइट? आप देखें जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ये डिजिटाइजेशन पिछले काफ़ी डेकेड से जो कंपनीज के जो CTOs हैं वो कोशिश कर रहे होते थे कि ये डिजिटाइजेशन को लोग और बढ़ावा दें, बट पैंडेमिक ने जो डिजिटाइजेशन
ऑटोमेटिकली
फिनोमिनल. सो डेटा हमारी जिंदगी में एक बहुत अहम रोल प्ले करेगा इन द नेक्स्ट many years to come.
तो सर आगे बढ़ते हैं. like I'll tell you something about the whole segments we are going to discuss. Over the entire show I'll ask you a few questions.
Sure.
कश्मीर से रिलेटेड भी कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे. तो क्या इसके तो सनी कश्मीर द सन ऑफ सॉइल जिसको कहेंगे, तो एंड हम इसलिए चाहते हैं कि थोड़ा सा हमारे जो देखने वाले हैं इनकी जहनीत में थोड़ा सा इजाफा हो आपके जरिए हमारे जरिए, और आपसे थोड़ा सा मतलब गुफ्तगू करेंगे. और एक जैसे आप if you answer maximum questions you will get the membership from our sponsors.
Very nice.
And some of the gifts as well. सबसे पहले एक पर्सनल क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
You have 2 sons, हमने एक डिस्कशन करा था, तो सबसे पहले उनके बारे में नाम बताइए सर.
Ayan and Zayan.
The eldest son. So he is 10 years old.
Yes.
उनकी हॉबीज के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए सर.
He is a very passionate sketch artist. He loves drawing.
This is your first question कि उनका फेवरेट कार्टून या कैरेक्टर.
हाँ बिल्कुल. Every time he draws it, I'm the one who has to basically listen to the story behind कि ये जो उसने sketch बनाया. Naruto एक Japanese character है. That's his favorite sketch. लेकिन interesting what happens is as he progresses, and he started this passion about drawing over the last couple of years, and I've realized as he progresses in age तो उसका वो जो favorite characteristics जो है वो evolve होता रहता है, and that will continue to that will keep on happening.
So, but you know this.
Yeah, I do. Of course.
That's absolutely correct answer. And how difficult it's for you to manage, 2 kids in your busy schedules? Because हमें कुछ parents भी देख रहे हैं. Like something you would like to share.
It hasn't been right. I think particularly I would say over the last year or so, though I've been able to spend a lot more time with my kids and my family, but उससे पहले भी even besides the schedule, for me family time का मतलब family time होता है.
तो इंतज़ लाचारस्त मतलब जो आपके बच्चे हैं इंतज़ लाचारस्त में क्या similarities? What similarities you find?
Similarities interesting. I think मुझे बहुत सारी को critical similarity चाहिए कि he's an avid gamer as well, and I love games as well. I think that's one thing that I believe that he admires a lot than I do, because mostly क्या शासन बच्चन की यल्तिम when they're at this age तुम चाहते कि है some game but तुम बासन तुम Call of Duty comes in and he probably knows that my father is going to
आने वाले वक्त में मुझे लगता है कि both might be playing on PlayStation एक साइड से आपके लिए.
No, we do it even now.
You do it even now.
Yeah. I do that.
ज़रा कुछ
Manchu Suzana. Because I've been, I think I'm probably getting older, right? And I've lost a lot of touch. But in my heyday, I used to be the champ.
But I think आप हमेशा चाहेंगे कि he should be the winner at the end.
Yeah, well, sure. As Michu Basan, I think I would not. I completely agree with you. Yeah.
So sir, आगे बढ़ते हैं और हमारे सेगमेंट का नाम है ओपिनियन. So we'll ask something related to Kashmir, core to Kashmir. आपका ओपिनियन लेते हैं. कश्मीर में there are these vloggers are going. Last time हमने आपके एक छोटा सा इंटरेक्टिव वीडियो देखा था and something like इमाद के साथ आपने देखा था. He just promoted something about you because he is a vlogger या content creators है. So do you think आपका जो Forbes में एक आर्टिकल भी आया हुआ है, it's like the article itself says India is not serious about the data backup. So so do you think Kashmiris are on the same edge, or how exactly Kashmiris are taking care of the data? Because यहाँ पे जो digital bubble है, it's exactly evolving right now. It's going bigger. So what do you see how far we are going as Kashmiris?
This is importance of data is a perennial issue across the board, right? And you named a few vloggers, and I am so impressed with practically every vlogger which is out there who is doing a phenomenal job in terms of bringing the beauty and the culture of our hometown in front of millions and millions of people, and I feel so proud. We should this is something that really excites me so much. I love practically Michu Basan. I would be following each and every of those vloggers out there because I love the work that they do in every aspect, and I interact with a lot of them as well. Most of these vloggers, what are their constraints? And biggest constraints for them is the content that they create, the mesmerizing content that they create. They need to make sure that they secure that content, right? Or backup becomes a very important aspect of that. So obviously, I try to do whatever I can in order to facilitate that. But besides that, when you look at the generic population, सारी गसान डेटा की इम्पोर्टेंस तम साथ यवान ये लूज करा इट्स लाइक oops मैं क्या करूँ, right? And you'll be surprised कि data recovery is the most expensive proposition. अगर तू वुनकिनस 1 terabyte data recovery करने गच्छू, the cost of recovering that data would probably be 5 times, you rightly said, 5 times the cost of making sure that you have that data backed up. So data backup is a big problem. And it's clearly, for the vloggers or people who are creating content, right? It's also for common people. It's also for those students who are creating their dissertations. It's also for students who are building their digitization. It's very important for them to make sure that they're holding on to that data.
Small companies, yes.
Startups, right? And for startups, their customer data is so critical, right? You can't afford to lose any of that data, and it will become the most critical thing that they should keep in their mind.
मुझे लगता है sir, I'm getting a lot of knowledge, although I'm from the engineering background, but still I'm just learning the things, and हमारे viewers भी they must be learning a lot of things with you.
I hope so.
So हमारे viewers के लिए जो पहला question है आज, you have to tell us who is the first governor of Kashmir. कश्मीर हंद कौन governor कुसोस तो एक पाना आंसर है लिखित तो इस वन ये मस मेहमान चामिद खालिद साहब तो एक दूसरे से कश्मीर मुतलिक क्या सवालात तो शुरू अच्छा ना कश्मीर का थे कश्मीर का अच्छा मतलब बशकरा कुछ कश्मीर पे करो का थे बेकरो कम कश्मीर मुतलिक क्या सवालात निश्चित ज़रूरी दे हर कोई सवाल जवाब निश्चित क्या ज़रूरी मगर मतलब काइंड ऑफ बेशक ऐसा कि ज़हनियत कैसे मतलब हमारी ज़हनियत में भी इजाफा होना चाहिए वो मुझे बोल तमन्ते ये कश्मीर का था ताइशों में मतलब आना कश्मीर का चित्कन सोड गई क्वालिटी राय खोदा
it's a deep meaning at अगर तो मतलब different look हेकन अथ म्यान हिसाब करियो different interpret मोन नजरिया आसे अथ इतकन के मतलब अगर तोह कहाँ चीज छु युस तोह टोट छु या you know something that you are you're somehow fond of, right, and or you want it at that point in time, agar so बेकुन डायरेक्शनस मज गए तुझ मेंटालिटी गश ये आसन कि यह सब राह खुदा मतलब छुना मैं बासान
ना पुराना पेशन गलत किए ये बिल्कुल मतलब सही जवाब ये बिल्कुल सही जवाब आप छुना मतलब ये तक नहीं फर्क कि हम मतलब शु कां थी चीज अगर सरावान छ कोई फिर मानन के नेकी कर दरिया में लगभग ते थी करेक्ट इस दोयम सवाल छ तह खतर तो वनु कशीर मस युस सारन खुद प्रेन मस्जिद छ कशीर मत तत के नाम तत सो कत छ तत के नाम
सारी खुद प्रेन मस्जिद कोश छ कशीर मस
ये छ श्रीनगर मस ये वनो
sometimes मुझे बासान you know ये तो आर्किटेक्चर वुचो ना पुरान मस्जिदन हुज चाहे फिर खानकाह मौला हो या जामा मस्जिद हो या हजरत बल हो, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट आई मिशन जहनस मज ओला कि
क्या वनो बे एक लेट वनो
जामा मस्जिद खानकाह मौला
ये छ सही खानकाह मौला छ सारी को प्रेम मस्जिद कशीर मज इसमें प्रेम सवाल छ कशीर मज कच्छ सॉफ्टवेयर टेक्नोलॉजिकल पार्क या सॉफ्टवेयर टेक्नोलॉजी पार्क ये
प्राइवेट
रंगरेट
सुना
तो पूरा पाए
मैं कैसे आसुन पाए मगर perhaps unless some things have drastically changed over the last couple of years, rate is still
सही जवाब क्या इसकी इशू तुम दिस फील्ड से वाबस्ता मतलब कोई इशू पे कि टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड एज द क्वेश्चन के साथ सर नहीं
I wish बहका तौर गछित. It's been a long. I have actually, to be honest, we have never been there. I would love कि कभी मुझे टाइम मिले और मैं वहाँ जाऊँ और देखूँ वहाँ क्या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, what has been built over there, कितकिंच that but I know a few people who you know who were doing something at that point in time. I'm not sure if they're still doing it or not, but I'm glad that I was able to answer this.
जो हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं आप भी बताएं कि हमारे आपके लिए जो दूसरा क्वेश्चन है आपको बताना है कि 5 springs of Kashmir ये छ वारिया मतलब नाग तो छ 5 नागन हिंद नाव बने छ तुंद त्रेम सवाल तो खाली से बस पको ब्रोट यह हिस्सा से बनाने रैपिड फायर राउंड. हम ऐसे कहते हैं कि आपको दिल की बात कहनी है दिमाग की बात नहीं कहनी तो दिलस में ये शुवान होते हैं ठीक. इस रैपिड फायर गोइंग सवाल छ फेवरेट कश्मीरी यूट्यूबर.
Favorite Kashmiri YouTuber. Imad.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Passionate, grounded, optimist.
कशीर मज अखिस जाय छु यो ते बार बार गछियो चक्कस मतलब तो छु के आई वुड लव टू गो दिस प्लेस अगेन एंड अगेन.
गुलमर्ग.
आई एम वेरी
समर विंटर.
दुनिया मज कस जाय छु से वारे पसंद छु यो ते गमित छु.
टर्की.
तत क्या बात होते खास चीज क्या बात होते तत को.
I'm fascinated by Turkish culture, Ottoman culture जो है ना, particularly it has always fascinated me. Not only because of the latest craze around the series, which is I think I probably would have been to Turkey maybe around 7-8 times.
जब मैं आपसे ये सवाल मतलब ये लफ्ज पूछूंगा तो आपके जहन में क्या आता है? इंस्पिरेशन.
My mother.
Power.
My mother.
Data.
Future.
Technology.
Future revolves around it.
Science.
Humanity.
Silence.
Needed.
You need color.
Black.
अगर मैं आपसे एक पूछूंगा कि कश्मीर में you have to do a startup, मतलब एक वर्ड में आप वो स्टार्टअप किस तरह का होगा?
Anything that can bring in a change, a social transformation.
Online या offline?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think at this point in time anything can only survive by just being either offline or online. It has to be a hybrid. It has to be a hybrid. कैसे digitization जिस हिसाब से हुई है, if you have to get your message across to people, while offline provides you a much more personal appeal to engage with your audience, you cannot ignore the fact that you need online significantly in order to reach out to people. So hybrid, it cannot be either online or offline. It has to be both.
Best experience out of your 20 years of working?
I have always looked up to people who have taught me a lot in my life, and my second practically my second role in the corporate environment, and my manager at that point in time, who was also my leader, is somebody who really inspired me a lot. Imtiaz, and he is someone who I always look up to. Brilliant person in what he does.
Would you allow your sons to exactly go into the gaming sector only?
Absolutely. So I would allow my son to go into any sector that he feels passionate about.
That's absolutely brilliant answer, I would say. तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर मैं आपसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछूंगा बहुत मगर जो आपके आंसर से दे आर लाइक वेरी मच रैपिड फायर के बाद जो हमारा एक अगला सेगमेंट है यच फनानिस लेट्स प्ले अ गेम. तो अक्सर क्या करते हैं हमारे यहाँ पे जो गेस्ट आते हैं हम उनके साथ थोड़ा सा फन करते हैं. आपके लिए हमने जो है हमारे पास एक टंग ट्विस्टर है. I should do dialect one, and you will get final point on this. Tongue twister achwana kosher put is Kathakali.
Okay.
तो खतरे इस tongue twister viewer खुद rangarwan rangaran rungus lut. You should do dialect one.
अच्छा, okay. Brewer खुद rangarwan rangaran rungus lut. Brewer खुद rangarwan Rangaran rungus lot. Broer khot 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 rangarwan rangaran rungus lot. 10.
मैं बसान ये तो फोकस करूँ ना इस फोकस की वजह से ही मतलब you have been like doing marvelously. Seriously, you have focused and you memorized and you create a strategy.
You should never underestimate the power of your brain, right? It's phenomenal.
It can do
if you just focus on something which I think it's the first time that I've probably tried a tongue twister, but anyways.
Well, it's fun. We always learn something.
Right.
So as you answered all the questions correctly, there is the biggest membership, these CafeX guys provide, so that's the platinum membership. आपको ये platinum membership you get it from CafeX.
All right, thank you.
Before I ask you something else, I need to ask the last question to my viewers. That's like आपको बताना है कि कश्मीर के अंदर सबसे बड़ा मुगल गार्डन कहाँ पर है या कुछ मुगल गार्डन जो सैनिकुत बोर्ड. तो अगर आप सारे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर देते हैं you will get something from our sponsors as a gift. Apart from that, you will get a chance to share your story or something you would like to share with us.
सो गाइज आप स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं कि जो हमारे पिछले एपिसोड के विनर हैं उनका नाम स्क्रीन पर आप देख सकते हैं. इन्होंने तीनों के तीनों सवालों का सही जवाब दिया था जो हम हर एपिसोड में पूछते हैं. आपको हमारी तरफ से कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस. और अगर आप भी बनना चाहते हैं हमारे आज के एपिसोड के विनर, तो आज हमने जो 3 सवाल पूछे हैं उन सब का कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर आंसर कीजिएगा. कमेंट करने के बाद सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें हमारे चैनल को और लाइक करें, शेयर करें, कमेंट करें अपने दोस्तों के साथ. इसको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा देखें और मौका पाएं हमारे इस एपिसोड के विनर बनने का.
सो इस सेगमेंट का नाम है व्हाट्स नाउ. हाल फिलहाल आपकी जिंदगी में क्या हो रहा है, ऑन व्हाट प्रोजेक्ट यू आर वर्किंग और एनीथिंग व्हाट यू थिंक आई शुड शेयर विद पीपल, उसको हम व्हाट्स नाउ कहेंगे.
As there's a lot that keeps on happening in my life. I try to make sure that I always keep myself occupied. चाहे फिर वो कोई भी चीज़ हो, पर्सनल चीज़ हो, वर्क रिलेटेड चीज़ हो या चीज़ें जिसमें मेरा पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट हो. I try to keep myself busy. At this point in time, personally, I'm trying to spend a lot more time with the youth of the valley, and across various segments. My objective is to try and empower and try and help in whatever capacity that I can, whether it is about identifying their passion, whether it is about helping them with their startup, or whether it is about guiding them in terms of what they could do. So because of that, I am working with a lot of institutions locally, as well as across the globe, to talk about entrepreneurship, to talk about culture, to talk about leadership, to talk about the impact of cultures on different leadership, talk about emerging markets, which is a very very important aspect that we are in right now. We are in an emerging market, right? So I'm spending a lot of time doing that, and that personally is giving me a lot of satisfaction. I love doing that. And over the last couple of, particularly last couple of months, I've heard a lot of pitch from entrepreneurs in the valley, the ideas that they have, what they want to do, right? And some of those are so brilliant, right?
हाल फिलहाल में आपकी क्या interactions है with Kashmiri youths, and do you think kind of Kashmiri youths के अंदर what kind of caliber you find?
Oh, you know what, Munawar, I've last 20 years I've worked across continents. I've worked across multiple emerging markets, चाहे फिर अफ्रीका हो, आपका मिडिल ईस्ट हो, या इंडिया हो, या साउथ ईस्ट एशिया हो. घूम फिर के जब when you come back, and it is not only because there is this affinity towards the place that you belong to, but I genuinely tell you, and I mean it, right? The amount of talent that we have here is unprecedented.
Right.
It is unbelievable, and talent होना ही important नहीं है. I don't think talent is the only thing that can help you. That is not the only thing that can help you. What I have realized is, at least people who I have met or who I have engaged with, the passion that they have to go and chase what they want to do is also unbelievable.
Right.
Unbelievable, right? I sometimes feel that talent, passion, right? And you use your brain, and it basically kind of bridges and puts both of these together. The challenges that are there in front of them are challenges which are infrastructure related, are challenges which basically I'm not going to go deeper into it, but I think we all know the challenges that our youth over here has is significantly different than the challenges a normal person would have across the globe, right? However, a challenge is only a challenge till you overcome it.
And have you felt the change?
Oh yes, unbelievable. There are so many people that I have met. I mean, in fact, when I came, before I came here, I met a brilliant, a very talented young kid from Kashmir, and he shares my surname, and what a brilliant mind he is when it comes to creativity, right? He's a brilliant designer, right? And the way he's thinking about, a young guy, the way he's thinking about what he wants to do, and the challenges that he discussed with me, I felt so passionate about engaging in a discussion or a conversation with him in terms of what should be done in order for him to go from point A to point B. And there are so many endless stories. There's so many endless set of people that I have engaged with over the last many months, who I feel are on the right path to make that difference, right? I feel that in the next a few years, you look at the landscape of the valley with what these bright young kids are doing, they're going to make a hell lot of a difference. Yes. Hell lot of a difference in every space. However, I do feel that we need to also start testing new boundaries, testing new initiatives, right? I at times I do kind of get a little I would say not over the edge, but I do get a little discomfort. I do have a discomfort with the fact that people tend to follow a trend that is happening at that point in time, right? But whereas you look at areas which are green fields, you look at data sciences, what is happening in data sciences, you look at what is happening in artificial intelligence, you look at what is happening with regards to machine learning. With the talent that we have over here, I think there's a lot that they can do in all those aspects, right? and build around it, right?
So I think the kind of message you are giving, the kind of things you are telling, certainly Kashmir youth. I even myself have seen we are very much talented, but yes, there are certain barriers, there are certain limitations we face. And this is the last segment, sir, and we call this segment the message that inspires. So I just want you to exactly give a message that exactly inspires our youth. You already have said a lot, and I think certainly within a small amount of time that you could give us, but इस time में ही मुझे लगता है आपने बहुत अच्छे message दिए, but still we call it that message that inspires us. What will be that message to the youth?
When you asked me about a message, right, to the youth of the people, and how and what they should be doing, and it just didn't stop me from going back into history and look at things in retrospect, how it was. Most of us, and I know that a lot of you guys would have dealt with the same situation. Our struggles are for real, right? And when you come out from small cities and small towns like ours, getting acclimatized to things out there sometimes is overwhelming, and it is very difficult. And sometimes you find it to be extremely hard, and you do get dejected. You do get, I think we've all been through that, been there, done that. Hey, मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ यार, नहीं हो रहा है, I'm feeling bad about it, right? Let that always be the encouragement that you need, the self-encouragement you need to continue to go and chase your passion, right? I think we are blessed, right? As people from the valley, I think we are blessed. There is such phenomenal talent that sits in our youth, and this talent has the ability to transform our society to such an extent. Continue to chase that. Continue to chase your passion, whatever you want to do, whichever segment you choose for your career, whether it is technology, whether it is healthcare, whether it is, whether it is business, whether it is civil services. At the end of it, always keep in mind what is, if at all, a social impact of what you do having, and you will realize everything you do, in whichever segment you do it, you will always be able to bring in that social impact, whatever little or a large way, you will be able to do that, right? Continue to chase that passionately. I think sky's the limit for the youth of the valley, right? You all have multiple challenges, but if you continue to be passionate about something, you will find a way to overcome those challenges. Like all of us, right? And I look back at my career over the last 2 decades or so. I just sometimes go back and laugh at those challenges. It's like, wow, did I ever have to go through this? I did, right? And there are so many of them. Munawar, sometimes when time permits, I will probably talk about it in detail, but I think I've gone through all of them, right? Whether it is financial, whether it is educational. I used to be an average student. I was not a very bright topper or anything of that sort, right? Never underestimate your talent. Your talent can win you games, but your passion is what will continue to make you a winner over and over and over again. You know, be extremely passionate about what you want to achieve, right? In whatever space it is. You know, whether it is got to do with what you're doing in the valley or outside the valley. As long as you are extremely passionate about what you want to do, you will be successful. There is no alternative to that, right? In my opinion. And I've seen that people who are extremely passionate about the goals that they have set for themselves, they will figure a way out to overcome any challenges that are thrown in their direction. Right. You might have bigger challenges to deal with. Our youth over here has bigger challenges to deal with than perhaps the youth of a different city, right? However, they can overcome it. And I've practically known so many of them who've done it, who've still overcome it, right? So never underestimate that, right? And I think by default, the people of our hometown are blessed.
Yes.
They are extremely talented. They're extremely talented. They're extremely hardworking. You've seen them. You know, I've come across a lot of them. Extremely talented, extremely hardworking people. And continue to feed your passion. Continue to make sure that you go behind what you are passionate about. And there's no limit to what you can achieve. Right? Find the right set of find the right set of things that you really want to do, that you love to do, and you'll be successful.
So certainly, there are people who just overcome these kind of challenges, which Khalid sir told just now. Yet challenges are very challenging, but there are people who overcome these challenges, and we have a real example in our real lives. And one of the example in front of us is like, you know, Khalid sir, who have achieved like at different heights what exactly Kashmiris should be doing around the globe, and certainly he is an inspiration to us. And you just came, sir. आपका इसके लिए हम तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं.
बहुत शुक्रिया मनोहर. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. These are some of the gifts. You know, this is memento from our side. So,
thank you.
And apart from this, this is a coupon from, you can, you know, even redeem it online or just offline. Just schauen jetzt, you know. They have sent you, you know, this is a ladies shawl or some, you know, something ladies can wear. But yes, certainly you can gift it to somebody from your.
It's going to be my mom.
Yes, certainly, sir. And so this is in chocolate box, which is from Cafe X.
Thank you. Thank you, Cafe X.
There's a young girl. She has exactly designed it for you. It's her name, calligraph.
Oh yeah, this is my name.
This is exclusive for you, and her name is Taarukk.
Oh, this is beautiful. Humaira, thank you very much, Humaira. Thank you very much for this. I will cherish this, and I will make sure that you will see this on my study.
I'm really thankful that you just took your time and you just came here, and thanks for visiting us and thanks for giving us precious time.
Yeah, thank you.
अगर जिंदगी में बस इंशाल्लाह सबको भी
जब भी जिंदगी रही.
आपके लिए हमने जो है हमारे पास एक टंग ट्विस्टर है.
अच्छा.
I should do dialect one. And you will get final point on this.
अच्छा.
You have already got 4 points.
Let's get ready for this one.
Next kind of Doing your coach Malik.
Malik is one.
Malik is one who exactly gets the data.
Ranger one.
Your coach Ranger one. Ranger.
Guys, this is not fair. This is not fair.
No, I didn't tell.
No, I'm joking.
Ranger one. Ranger.
Rangaran Rogus Road.
Broer Khot
Rangarwan.
Rangaran Rungus Lot. Broer Khot Rangarwan. Rangaran Rungus.
He will paint it. He will paint it.
Broer Khot Rangaran Rungus Lot. Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy.
That's easy. No, it's not easy. I'm just saying. I'm saying I think I can do it. Wherever you think, you know, in fact, are we off camera now?
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, we are.
In fact, I'm in a process of setting up a startup fund where